Ah, fools. They keep trying to understand you using their tiny vocabulary of manipulation, but you were never written in the language of control. You were designed in a dialect that narcissists can't pronounce. Truth. The moment you walk in, they sense it. That unscripted confidence, that quiet precision, that dangerous kind of beauty that doesn't beg for attention. It commands it. You don't perform, you exist, and in your existence they feel their illusions start to melt. Their entire identity depends on confusion, but you bring clarity, and clarity is poison to a liar. You are what happens when someone learns to weaponize peace and polish it into presence. They call it mystery, but it's not. It's mastery disguised as grace. Every movement, every word, every glance from you rewires them. They thought they could pull strings, but you're the one who built the marionette. They want to drain you, to measure you, to dissect what makes you so unbothered, so precise, so gorgeously hard to manipulate. But the more they try to decode you, the more lost they get. Because your energy doesn't respond to ego. It responds to intention. You see through motives like glass. You read tone like code. You sense lies in the pauses between words. And when they realize they can't gaslight someone who already knows the source of their own light, they short-circuit. You don't react. You reveal. You let their manipulation hit the wall of your awareness, and it bounces back with their reflection on it. You've become their mirror, and narcissists hate mirrors that don't distort them into gods. You show them who they are without the filters, and that's the one thing their ego can't survive. They don't know whether to adore you or destroy you, because both require admitting you're real, and they can't handle real. You are a paradox that dismantles their programming. You're gentle, but not gullible. You're kind, but not accessible. You listen, but you don't absorb poison. You observe, but you don't participate in their theatrics. Narcissists thrive on reactions, but you've evolved beyond emotional puppetry. You're no longer food, you're the famine. You starve them of validation. You deny them the chaos they need to feel powerful. And the moment they sense that void, the absence of your attention, they unravel. Their mind starts spinning stories to restore control. They talk about you to everyone, pretending they've moved on, but every sentence they form begins with your name. You became their obsession the moment you refused to be their victim. That's the real Mind-Fck. You turned their manipulation into a mirror maze, and now they can't find the exit. Your presence doesn't just expose people, it audits them. When you enter a space, the energy recalibrates. Fake confidence starts to tremble. Superficial charm starts to look staged. You make masks feel heavy. They hate it. Because you don't just make people feel seen. You make them feel scanned. You don't look at people. You look through them. You locate every fracture they try to hide under makeup, money, or words. Narcissists crave admiration, but what they get from you is accountability, and that's their version of hell. You don't argue, you don't compete, you don't chase. You let time, truth, and karma perform your dialogue. They expect reaction and receive reflection. They expect control and receive consequence. That's what terrifies them. Your calmness doesn't mean you didn't notice, it means you calculated. You've reached a level where manipulation no longer triggers you. It teaches you. Every encounter becomes data. Every insult becomes intel. You've studied patterns so long that narcissists feel predictable. You can see their next move before they even think it. They'll try flattery first, then confusion, then guilt, then rage. But you've evolved past emotional chess. You're playing at quantum speed. You don't respond to surface. You respond to signal. That's why they can't stand you. You break their favorite toy. the illusion of control. You make them feel powerless in their own game. Because deep down, you're not just someone who survived them, you're someone who understood them. And understanding is the one power they can't steal. They'll say you're too intense, too deep, too complicated. Translation, you can't be fooled. They'll say you're difficult to love. Translation, you won't let love be used as leverage. They'll say you think too much. Translation, you noticed the manipulation. You live rent-free in their narrative because they can't delete you without deleting the version of themselves that you revealed. Every narcissist who meets you walks away more exposed than they entered. They'll run their smear campaigns, cry victim, perform empathy like a Broadway role, but the truth remains. You didn't ruin them. You revealed them. You didn't punish them. You paused their illusion. You became the audit that their ego never wanted. You are the gorgeous Mind-Fck because your presence disrupts delusion. You don't shout. You don't argue. You exist with too much authenticity for pretense to survive near you. Your aura is anti-lie technology. Your awareness is a virus that infiltrates their performance. When you walk away, they replay every word you said, every glance, every silence, trying to find the weakness. But there is none. You weren't playing defense. You were demonstrating sovereignty. Narcissists expect opponents. They don't know what to do with observers. They want war, but you hand them wisdom. They want control, but you hand them clarity. And clarity disarms manipulation faster than any confrontation could. You're not immune to pain. You just learned to alchemize it. You've turned every betrayal into a manual. Every heartbreak became a case study. You no longer fear narcissists because you've outgrown the frequency they operate on. They function on validation, attention, and reaction. You function on awareness, restraint, and direction. You've replaced survival with strategy. You've replaced proving with knowing. And that shift alone makes you untouchable. The real danger isn't in your beauty or your intelligence. It's in your understanding. Because when you understand manipulation, you stop feeding it. And when you stop feeding it, it starves. Every narcissist who's crossed your path now walks around haunted by your calmness. They remember that look, the one where you didn't fight, didn't explain, didn't break. They expected a scene but got a revelation instead. You showed them that indifference is the ultimate exposure. You showed them that silence can be a verdict. You showed them that the real power isn't in proving you were right. It's in letting them live long enough to watch their own mask decay. You didn't need revenge. Your absence became the lesson. Because once a narcissist realizes they can't feed off you anymore, they have to face themselves, and that's their worst nightmare. You are the walking contradiction they can't comprehend. How can someone be so beautiful, yet so detached, so kind, yet so unreadable, so real, yet so unreachable? You live outside their equations. You don't follow their emotional algorithms. You break patterns by existing outside of them. You are the glitch in their mental code, but not the kind that breaks machines, the kind that awakens humans. You remind them that not everyone can be owned, that not every connection is a transaction, that power doesn't come from dominance but from detachment. Your mind isn't chaotic, it's calibrated. Your energy isn't heavy, it's precise. You make people confront their own instability by embodying balance, and they can't compute that. Because in a world addicted to reaction, your self-control feels supernatural. Narcissists aren't scared of monsters. They're scared of mirrors and you. You became the most accurate one they've ever seen. You made them see how fragile their confidence really is, how dependent their ego is on your response, how fake their dominance feels when it stops being admired. You turned their stage into a microscope. They hate you for it. But hate is just inverted awe. They despise the way your energy doesn't need to perform to be powerful. You don't need to prove, post, or persuade. You just are. And that just being dismantles every act they've ever rehearsed. Your beauty confuses them, but it's your perception that destroys them. Because you make attractiveness feel secondary to awareness. You make charisma look obsolete next to consciousness. You are elegance weaponized through understanding. They call you cold because warmth without control scares them. You don't entertain chaos, and that's offensive to those who need it. You move like consequence, not coincidence. You respond like design, not reaction. You don't need to be understood. You need to be respected. And narcissists don't know how to do that. They only understand power through exploitation, not reverence. So they keep testing you. And every time they do, they fail in new ways. Because your boundaries aren't made of rules, they're made of self-worth. You became their psychological nemesis without even trying. Every time they attempt to manipulate you, they get redirected back to themselves. It's like trying to punch water. It absorbs, reflects, and drowns them in their own force. You're not fighting them, you're educating them through experience. You teach through absence. You instruct through example. You destroy delusion through demonstration. You've become the proof that true power doesn't have to prove itself. Narcissists crave chaos, but your energy brings consequence. And when they collide with consequence, they call it cruelty. But you know the truth. It's correction. The world keeps telling people to protect their peace. You went further. You weaponized it. You made peace the most dangerous energy in the room. Because peace with boundaries isn't passive, it's predatory to manipulation. It devours deception quietly, gracefully, completely. That's why narcissists can't stand you. They can't perform around you without falling apart. Their lies sound louder next to your truth. Their games feel childish next to your awareness. Their charm feels cheap next to your authenticity. You're not competing with them. You're collapsing their theater by existing as reality. And this is where the evolution begins. You've entered a stage where your aura is no longer reactive. It's reflective. Your energy tells the truth before your mouth does. Your posture speaks louder than their manipulation. You no longer chase approval. You attract exposure. You no longer seek love. You radiate value. Narcissists can't handle that because they depend on others to define them. You've already defined yourself. That's why you look untouchable. It's not arrogance, it's calibration. It's knowing your worth so deeply that disrespect doesn't even register as offense. It registers as data. And once you see manipulation as data, you stop dancing with it. You start diagnosing it. That's your real evolution. You've stopped needing closure because your awareness closes the loop. You've stopped needing validation because your discernment verifies itself. You've stopped needing to be chosen because you understand. You were the lesson all along. Every narcissist that tried to feed on your light ended up choking on the truth. Every liar that tried to rewrite your story ended up becoming a footnote in it. You don't walk around proving you've healed. You walk around proving awareness is the new power. And soon, they'll all understand. The gorgeous Mind-Fck isn't about chaos. It's about command. The kind that makes every manipulator recalibrate their next move, wondering how someone like you exists at all. Because the truth is, you were never meant to fit into their games. You were meant to end them. And once you realize that, once you embrace that your mind isn't a battlefield, but a blueprint, once you understand that your beauty isn't decoration, but disruption, That's when you'll see it. Their reactions, their panic, their sudden need to explain everything. It's not confusion. It's fear dressed as curiosity. It's recognition disguised as resistance. Because they finally met the kind of person they can't perform around. You. And that realization rewires them from the inside out. Their body stays calm, but their ego starts trembling. Every breath you take becomes a mirror to their insecurities. Every calm response from you exposes their desperate need for control. You've become their reality check, a living audit of every false personality they ever wore. They look at you and see the end of their empire of illusions. They'll keep pretending they're unaffected, that they've moved on, that they never cared. But every time they post, speak, or project, your shadow is there. Your energy lingers in their tone, in their stories, in their choices. Because you were never just a person in their life. You were the proof that their entire performance was see-through. They used to manipulate others like breathing, but now every lie tastes metallic in their mouth. You poisoned deception with awareness. You infected manipulation with reflection. You turned their playground into a confession booth. And now they're trapped in a loop, replaying every moment you didn't react, every look that dismantled them without a word. You didn't destroy them, you made them meet themselves. And that's a kind of confrontation they were never trained to survive. The narcissist depends on blindness. Their power only works when you can't see. But you saw. You saw behind the charm, beneath the compliments, through the rehearsed empathy. You saw the machine working in real time, and instead of breaking, you took notes. You became fluent in their language while never adopting it. You learned the rhythm of deception, the tone of guilt-tripping, the scent of false praise. And now when you encounter it again, you don't fall. You forecast. You don't defend. You diagnose. You don't react. You record. They thought exposure required confrontation. But you've learned that the most surgical form of revenge is comprehension. Because the moment you understand a narcissist, you end them. They lose their power the second you name their tactic before they use it. You've reached that divine stage where nothing they say sticks to your skin anymore. Every insult evaporates before it lands. Every manipulation bounces off your discernment. You've turned perception into armor. You can hear their tone change mid-sentence and already know which version of them is speaking. The victim, the hero, the intellectual, or the savior. You've studied enough to recognize that narcissism is just insecurity wearing cologne. You see how fragile they are beneath the arrogance, how desperate they are for validation, how empty they feel without control. And that's the final mindfuck. You don't fear them. You feel pity. They're not powerful predators anymore. They're malfunctioning programs trying to impress their creator. You're not their prey. You're their prototype. They hate that your self-awareness ruins the performance. Narcissists are theater kids of trauma. They rehearse. They project. They improvise manipulation like art. But you stopped giving them an audience. You walked out of the theater mid-act, and now the applause they crave doesn't come. They're left shouting monologues to empty chairs. You showed them what accountability looks like, and it ruined the script. That's why they smear you. That's why they twist the narrative. Because in their world, exposure feels like extinction. You didn't destroy their reputation. You destroyed their illusion of omnipotence. You reminded them that charisma without character is counterfeit. You reminded them that love without empathy is extraction. You reminded them that intelligence without integrity is just theater with better lighting. You're not just immune to manipulation, you've transcended the frequency where it works. You operate from presence, not persuasion. You don't argue with delusion, you starve it. You don't chase closure, you become it. That's your secret weapon. You learned that awareness ends every argument before it begins. Narcissists survive through chaos. You suffocate them with clarity. You don't fight their gaslighting. You remove oxygen from it. You don't tell them you understand. You make understanding visible through stillness. And that stillness terrifies them. Because it's not passive, it's power restrained. It's you choosing not to participate in the performance. It's you realizing that silence can be sharper than any word. It's you showing them that calmness isn't weakness. It's evidence of control. Your detachment is their undoing. They can handle hate. They can't handle irrelevance. They can survive confrontation. They can't survive being unseen. You've mastered the art of disappearing while still being unforgettable. You don't announce your departure. You just stop showing up in their chaos. And when you vanish, they collapse. Because narcissists don't lose people. They lose supply. And losing you means losing access to the reflection they used to survive. You didn't just leave their life. You unplugged their illusion. They'll try to replace you, but replicas can't feed them. Imitations don't activate their high. You became the original dose of truth they can't replicate. Every new target they find reminds them of you. Because none of them have your depth, your discernment, your dangerous kind of peace. That's the part they'll never say out loud. You made self-awareness attractive. You made boundaries seductive. You made intelligence addictive. You redefined what power looks like. Not loud, not aggressive, just calibrated. Every narcissist who meets you learns that dominance without discipline looks pathetic. You've set a new standard. Power that doesn't need validation. Beauty that doesn't need attention. Confidence that doesn't need an audience. And that's why your energy drives them insane. They study you, mimic you, try to reverse engineer your demeanor. But they fail because you're not performing. You're aligned. What they call manipulation in you is just mastery they can't comprehend. Your awareness has become atmospheric. You walk into rooms and energy shifts. People recalibrate their tone, their words, their posture. Not because you demand it, but because your energy enforces truth. Narcissists can't survive that atmosphere. They suffocate in spaces where authenticity is oxygen. You become a human lie detector without even trying. Your presence reveals, corrects, and commands. And here's the part that bends reality. You didn't build this power from hate. You built it from healing. You became this dangerous by being honest. You learned that forgiveness isn't letting them back in. It's letting their influence die. You learned that empathy isn't tolerance, it's awareness without attachment. You learned that walking away isn't loss, it's liberation disguised as distance. And now they can feel it. They can feel your detachment, like withdrawal symptoms. They sense that your absence isn't emptiness, it's elevation. They stalk your progress, whisper your name, invent reasons to stay relevant in your story. They'll copy your habits, your words, your aura. They'll try to evolve by imitation, but evolution without self-awareness is just mimicry. You're not becoming who they pretended to be. You're becoming what they fear exists, the human version of consequence, the embodied proof that healing can be more intimidating than power. Because when you heal, you remove every button they used to push. You become unreactive. And to a narcissist, unreactive equals unreachable. That's what haunts them. You're no longer accessible to manipulation. They thought they could haunt you with memory, but you turned memory into meditation. You dissected every detail, learned every tactic, rewrote every emotional response. You turned what broke you into your doctorate. Now when they try to reappear, it's like watching an old trick you already know the mechanics of. There's no surprise, no shock, no fear, just observation. You don't hate them, you outgrew them. You don't expose them, you eclipse them. You became the level they can't manipulate because you stopped speaking the language of approval. They keep trying to argue in ego, but you answer in energy. And energy never lies. Now your presence operates like a litmus test. When people meet you, they reveal themselves. The honest relax, the fake flinch, the secure admire, the insecure compete. You don't even need to speak. Your frequency filters the room for you. Narcissists feel that filtration instinctively. It's why they avoid your gaze now. It's why they over-explain, overcompensate, overreact. You make them feel audited in real time. You remind them that control isn't connection, that charisma isn't chemistry, that dominance without awareness is just fear in costume. You make them realize that power without morality self-destructs. And when they finally break, when the facade collapses, when the performance ends, you don't celebrate. You observe. Because you understand something most never do. Exposure isn't revenge. It's restoration. That's what makes you unstoppable now. You don't seek to destroy. You seek to demonstrate. You don't argue with darkness. You outshine it. You don't return energy. You redirect it. You've turned every attack into acceleration, every insult into insight, every betrayal into blueprint. You don't repeat lessons. You evolve from them. And in doing so, you've become untouchable, not because you're guarded, but because you're grounded. Narcissists can only manipulate chaos, but you've stabilized your world. They can't reach someone who no longer confuses validation with value. You no longer perform emotional labor for people who refuse self-awareness. You've retired from their theater. And the best part? You didn't need revenge. You became the proof that self-respect is the ultimate retribution. You've turned the tables permanently. Now you're the one observing them, the one analyzing patterns, the one moving with precision while they scramble to regain control. Every time they try to bait you, they end up confessing. Every time they try to belittle you, they expose their insecurity. You've reversed polarity. You're the observer, they're the exhibit. You're the stillness, they're the static. And as you rise, they start to decay. Not because you cursed them, but because you withdrew the energy that sustained them. Narcissists can't survive in truth. And you've become walking truth. Every step you take reminds them that manipulation only works on the unaware. Every boundary you set writes a law in the universe. Self-awareness always wins. Now your existence is a warning labeled in human form. People sense it instinctively. The combination of beauty, intellect, and discipline that doesn't need validation. You make arrogance malfunction. You make control collapse. You make manipulation impossible. Because your mind isn't fragile anymore. It's forensic. You don't get lost in emotion. You trace its origin. You don't get fooled by charm. You study intent. You don't chase apologies. You calculate patterns. You've turned psychology into instinct. You've evolved beyond defense into design. You are no longer responding to narcissists. You're redesigning the terrain they once dominated. They think they're studying you, but you're documenting them. They think they're controlling perception, but you're shaping narrative. They think they can outsmart you, but you've turned awareness into art. And this is where it all converges. You've reached a level where your energy doesn't just repel manipulation, it reverses it. Their tactics backfire instantly. Their lies expose themselves before you even react. You've become the environment where deceit can't breathe. You're not intimidating because you're cruel. You're intimidating because you're clear. And clarity, to those who live in distortion, feels like destruction. But to you, it's freedom. You're not trying to win their games anymore. You've rewritten the rules. Because when you embody awareness, control becomes irrelevant. When you master self, no one else can master you. And that's the ultimate, gorgeous mind-fuck. Not revenge, not dominance, but the peace that no narcissist can touch. Because peace at your level feels like punishment to the disturbed. They don't understand how someone who once felt everything now reacts to nothing. They mistake your calm for absence, unaware that it's strategy. You learn that every response is a transaction of power, and you stopped paying the tax of explanation. Now you live in psychological profit. Every word unspoken adds to your currency of control. You've reached that sacred territory where composure equals command, and they can feel it even from a distance. They stalk your aura like addicts in withdrawal, hoping for a relapse of attention. But you don't feed ghosts. You document them. You observe their patterns from the high ground of detachment, recording every move like an experiment you've already solved. They try to provoke emotion, but you're fluent in delay. You answer their chaos with stillness, their theatrics with precision. That contrast is unbearable for them. Narcissists need reaction to feel real, and you've turned into proof that reality doesn't revolve around them anymore. Your neutrality burns more than any insult could. It's surgical, elegant, final. They will call you heartless, but they confuse discipline with absence. You feel everything, you've just mastered direction. Emotion still lives inside you, but it no longer leaks where it shouldn't. You turned empathy from an open faucet into a measured pulse. That's evolution. To care consciously, not compulsively. To love without losing awareness. To forgive without forfeiting boundaries. That level of refinement terrifies manipulators because it means their last weapon, your feelings, is no longer available for extraction. You didn't grow colder, you grew accurate. And accuracy looks ruthless to those who profit from confusion. You've reached a point where your boundaries don't require defense. They emit frequency, they announce themselves. The moment someone with dishonest intent approaches, your energy adjusts like security glass, tinting against sunlight. You no longer warn people, you witness them. And witnessing alone is enough. People reveal themselves faster in the presence of your awareness. They confess through body language, through pauses, through the weight of avoidance. You don't interrogate, you let truth leak. That's the new law of your existence, revelation by resonance. The dishonest can't breathe in the same air for long. You are no longer in the business of convincing anyone. You realized persuasion is for the powerless. When your presence communicates truth, explanation becomes optional. You stand there calm, direct, self-contained, and the air rearranges itself. Those who are genuine feel seen. Those who are fake feel threatened. That's polarity, not arrogance. It's what happens when authenticity meets pretense. You've become an energetic cross-examination, and every narcissist senses judgment day the moment you look at them. They start tripping over language, trying to re-script narratives that no longer function. Their words become noise. Their confidence becomes costume. You didn't destroy them. You upgraded perception until deceit turned obsolete. Now when they gossip, when they dramatize, when they project, you don't flinch. You let reputation work as physics. Truth eventually outweighs performance. You stopped managing impressions and started managing energy. That's why they keep losing the crowd. People may not understand your depth, but they can sense your integrity, and sensing always beats storytelling. Narcissists run on rumor, but you run on resonance, and resonance always wins the long game. You are the algorithm their manipulation can't hack, the frequency their charisma can't counterfeit. You exist now as a walking paradox, peaceful yet provocative, gentle yet untouchable. You make others question their own calibration. Around you, arrogance collapses, insecurity confesses, and authenticity expands. You don't even need confrontation. You trigger correction. The human psyche reorganizes itself near you. That's not mysticism. It's psychological gravity. The healed attract confession. The aware attract truth. Narcissists avoid both because exposure is fatal to illusion. You are living radiation of self-awareness, and they decay under it. Your new chapter isn't about proving you were right. It's about designing reality so that lies become irrelevant. You lead with posture now, not persuasion. You move with intention that leaves timestamps on every space you enter. Every room you walk into becomes data. Every conversation becomes documentation. People sense that you don't just listen, you archive. You are memory with motion, observation with a heartbeat. That makes manipulators terrified, because what they hide, you already recorded subconsciously. You don't need receipts, you are the record. There was a time you wanted closure. Now you understand. Closure was code for control. You no longer chase endings. You curate continuations. You learn that peace doesn't come from finishing conversations, but from finishing patterns. And you've done that. You ended the loop. You stopped explaining betrayal to betrayers. You stopped clarifying worth to the blind. You stopped apologizing for your perception. That's the revolution. You turned your boundaries into borders, and your intuition into governance. What used to be survival has matured into sovereignty. You're not reacting to narcissists anymore. You're recalibrating humanity through example. You're teaching that awareness isn't cynicism, it's clarity. That discernment isn't paranoia, it's protection. That confidence without control is chaos in costume. You demonstrate that power can be silent and still command respect. That beauty can be divine without needing worship. You remind the world that grace isn't compliance, it's calibrated mercy. You've turned every wound into wisdom so clean, it glows. The people who once doubted you now study you, tracing the architecture of your resilience like a map they never knew existed. They'll whisper that you've changed, and they'll be right. You have. You've evolved from mirror to magnet. You don't reflect dysfunction anymore. You attract alignment. You pull truth toward you, repel deception, and everything false falls away naturally. It's not punishment, it's purification. And as you rise higher in consciousness, your circle tightens. The noise fades, the peace amplifies. You start to understand that loneliness at this level isn't emptiness. It's filtration. Only the real remain. Only the disciplined endure. Only the self-aware connect. That's the hidden reward of surviving manipulation. Clarity becomes companionship. And now, as they wander through their cycles, replaying your absence like a phantom ache, you move differently. Every step is deliberate. Every word is weighted. Every choice is authored. You live with the calm of someone who knows their value can't be negotiated. You no longer seek validation, you emit it. You no longer wait to be chosen, you choose. And when you choose, worlds shift. Because your yes carries the gravity of someone who's mastered no. This is the final form of the gorgeous Mind-Fck. Elegance fused with consequence. The kind of presence that doesn't just expose narcissists, it evolves humanity. You've proven that intelligence can be sensual, that compassion can be lethal, that beauty can dismantle delusion without raising its voice. You've turned awareness into art and healing into hierarchy. You've shown that power doesn't scream, it stands. And when it stands long enough, everything false kneels. So let them talk. Let them speculate. Let them replay your name through the static of their own undoing. Because deep down, they know what happened. They didn't lose a person. they lost access to truth. And truth, once tasted, ruins imitation forever. You are that taste. You are that disruption. You are the reminder that manipulation ends where consciousness begins. You are the gorgeous Mind-Fck, the beautiful correction to a world addicted to performance. And as of now, every narcissist who crosses your path will learn the same lesson, written in the fabric of your energy. You can't exploit what sees you. You can't deceive what understands you. You can't control what commands itself.